Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is James Ramos from At the Quarter Pole, and here's my 2025 six pick for the Stephen Foster Stakes. And my pick is going to be Sovereignty. Yes, he was too close up to the pace in the Oakland handicap. Trainer Bill Mott has suggested to Junior Alvarado to hit his horse off the pace, and there will be pace in this race, unlike the Oakland race where it was just White Barrio who took back and stalked and allowed Sovereignty and also journalism take the lead. Now, with Magnitude being in the race and White Barrio and Skippy Longstock ensures a fractional speed race where Sovereignty is going to be coming from off the pace, at least 5 lengths off the pace. He's sharp or no sharp at how well he breaks. He's going to be taken back. Now, in this race is an all-star field, starting with Sovereignty. The last year's the Kentucky Derby winner will run against Magnitude, this year's Dubai World Cup winner. In this race also, White Barrio is in a race after beating Sovereignty and Journalism in the Oakland Handicap, and that was a rider's race where Irad Ortiz is just so much better, taking this horse right off the pace. He went to the front lead, then the other horses wanted to go challenge the front lead. As in Sovereign Journalism, he took back and made a great turn of foot coming for the last quarter pole to win the race. Now, Joseph Safi has got both of these old timers ready to rock and roll with Skippy Longstocking. And these horses should be not taken for granted. If not, Sovereignty and Manitou will lose this race to either one of the Joe Safi horses. The live long shot in this race, in my opinion, is going to be Hit Show. Last year's Dubai World Cup winner has a lot of tactical off the pace speed. He was in form before the Dubai World Cup, where he won the Fayette Stakes at Keeneland, which was a really good race, and he is my live long shot. He'll get double digits because everybody else will be betting this race. Horse Racing Nation has Sovereignty at 2-1, and I'm surprised with that because honestly, after Magnitude winning the Dubai World Cup, I would think Magnitude would be odds on being Forever Young. So second choice at 5-2. Journalism is questionable if he's going to run this race in Stephen Foster. After the poor showing in the Met Mile, I would say no. I think it's better to take a different path because he didn't do well, though he couldn't buck the bias. It was speed bias track, but nobody was catching nice horse that day. Speed bias or not, this nice horse was a better horse that day. Now, Journalism right now is a non-performer after not showing up in the Oakland Handicap and also the Met Mile, where he finished twice third. So what does that mean? I think he needs to get back to the West Coast and run against other horse out west, maybe bring him in late for the Breeders' Cup this year. And that's a big question mark. He might auto-vote for the Breeders' Cup Mile. That makes more sense. But go as a race, he has more of an impact between 1 mile to 1/8. I don't know still if he really could win at a mile and a quarter. He does come and hit the board at a mile and a quarter, but I think this year's Breeders' Cup looks like it's out of the question because of lack of form and other horses are better than him. Other mentions would be Corporate Reporter, who won his last start as at the Wise Guys pick from 5-2 to 9-2 last race. And he could be informed. I like him against this field. Nope, I don't. So that is my pick for the Stephen Foster. Again, would be Sovereignty. The live long shot is Hit Show. I think Magnitude would be upended in this race. He might run third. But there's other bigger fish to fry with the Breeders' Cup only, and I do mean only 4.5 months away. Other news to report also, my fades out for this Breeders' Cup. I know it's early, but this is my opinion, and my opinion is by ways and means in the Distaff, Filly Mare Distaff, I'm not taking him, or her, excuse me. Normally shows good form in the spring and early summer, and she's a horse that does well those months. Coming to the fall, lacks a lot of form and just does not run well. 2 years ago, he ran 5th. Last year, he was pointed to the Filly Mare Dirt. Did not run because of other issues. So that's a fade. Jazoro's last year Filly Mare Turf winner is out. Came in second first race out. Then just unraveled her last start. She was off the board, did not hit the board, and she looks like a horse that's going back in form and not really returning form cycle. And there's 4.5 months to get back in the form cycle. But right now, Jazora is an out, just like by ways and means in 2 different races. Ways and means in the Filly and Mare Sprint is out. Jazora, in my opinion, is out in Filly Mare Turf. Another horse I'm throwing out is a horse I really, really like, and that's Forever Young. I think the taxing the many miles these last year and a half, going back to Dubai, going to Saudi, going to the United States, is really taking a strain hold on Forever Young. It's a fade for me. Like last year, I said Sovereignty is my Breeders' Cup pick this year, so I'm dropping Forever Young. So doesn't mean he's not going to come and hit the board, but as for a win, he's out right now, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be out. And the horse, to me, I'm dropping out. I won't be paying him. Horses in my exotics is going to be Burnham Square. I know everybody. Right now he's the bandwagon horse after winning 3 incredible races since they took him off the dirt and now made him a permanent turf runner. Now he's scheduled to win to run in the Arlington Million in Colonial Downs. I have no doubt that he's going to win that race. But against the European monsters or even the second-tier European horses, I'm not taking Burnham Square at 5-1 or less than. What the American runners running against the European 5-1 or less than. What the American runners running against the European runners, they're far more successful on the turf. I mean that by the European runners or the overseas horses. So taking 5-1 on Burnham Square is definitely not. The only way I take Burnham Square, even with impeccable form in the United States, is double digits, no less than 15-1. People think, are you mad? No, I'm just being honest about that. I want more value. Since last year's Internal Diamond won the Breeders' Cup turf, was a hurdler, and his second-tier horse, not really a flat horse, but a hurdler that won last year, beating Mini Hawk and other respectable Rebels Romance. So the Euros will win it again like they do almost every year now. And if Burnham Square makes me crow and he does win the Breeders' Cup turf, he'd be probably the best American turf runner since 2019 bricks and mortar. But right now, Burnham Square is a throwout for me in the Breeders' Cup turf race. And that is my report for today. This is James Ramos from At the Quarter Pole, where winning and history run neck and neck. Have a good late afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.